Hello, this screencast is going to talk about Miami course requirements and how you can earn a degree from Miami University. When thinking about all of the courses that you need to take to earn a degree, it's important to know that many of those classes can overlap with each other. It's also important to know that there's lots of different sets of requirements that you have to meet. So the three main requirements are shown here in this Venn diagram in the three circles. So our first circle is your Miami Plan classes. And those are your general education classes, sometimes called your foundation classes. And each four-year university usually has a set of general education requirements, and ours are called the Miami Plan. You seem to usually have a lot or a moderate amount of choice when you are selecting the courses to take to satisfy the Miami Plan. You're also going to have courses that are very, very specific to your major. You're going to have very little choice usually in these sets of classes. So for example, if you are a nursing major, you're going to take a lot of nursing classes. And if you're an information technology major, you're going to take a lot of information technology classes. You're also going to take some classes that are related to your major, and they're important for you to be able to function in your career, but they aren't exactly specific to your major. So examples of this would be if you are an engineering major, you're going to take a lot of math classes, chemistry classes, physics classes. Miami also requires that each student completes a minor, or at least what we call a thematic sequence. A minor is about 6 classes, and a thematic sequence is about 3 classes. Your minor or thematic sequence is in an area outside of your major. So if you're a history major, you're not going to have a history minor as well. You might have a minor in communications, though. Also, a lot of students end up taking elective classes. Sometimes it's because they're exploring majors, and sometimes it's just because they're really interested in a topic. No matter what, every class that you take, once you've met the requirements, has to add up to at least 124 credit hours. Here's an example of how there is overlap in all of the sets of requirements. So this student is an information technology major, and he also is going to complete a minor in criminal justice. So he has classes in the Miami Plan. He has a lot of CIT classes, and you can see that there are a few classes that are required for a CIT major that are not CIT classes. In the overlaps, it's important to take a look at and see what's going on here. So Statistics 261 and English 313 are both required for the CIT major, and they're also both Miami Plan classes. Statistics 261 is a formal reasoning class, and English 313 is technical writing. These classes, pre-calculus and public speaking, are not Miami Plan, so they belong in this part of the circle. The student will take a lot of CIT classes, not a ton of choice there. They're just going to be a long list that they need to take. And there are a few that do overlap. For example, CIT 262 is a computer ethics class, and it counts towards the Miami Plan. The student doing the criminal justice minor has some overlaps here. Not every student is going to have overlaps between their minor and Miami Plan, but sometimes that happens. In this case, the student is taking CJS 101, which is Intro to Criminal Justice, and that serves as their social science. And CJS 451, which is Comparative Justice Systems, counts as one of the global courses that's required for students. So this student has a few choices left to make with their Miami Plan. All of the other ones are set out in their other requirements for either their minor or their CIT major. So this student can choose from the list for creative arts, biological science, physical science, and intercultural perspectives. Also note this student was very interested in history, though they didn't want to do a history minor because they thought they would end up taking classes in Oxford, and they didn't want to do that. When you're building your plan, it's important to get an idea of what your Venn diagram looks like. Remember, you're always going to consult with an academic advisor, It might be someone in the general advising office, or it might be your assigned faculty advisor. But they'll help you to decode all of the available information and figure out what your plan is so that you take the right classes, you take enough classes, but you don't take classes that you don't need unless you want to take them. So different resources, you have the Miami Bulletin. That's an online research, and you can enter any major that you want. And here's my information technology. And you can see the list of classes. Okay. There's also four-year plans for some majors, not all majors. Your best bet is to just Google four-year plan and then put the name of your major in Miami University. You also will want to use the Miami course list. When you use the Miami course list, you can look and see if a class counts as a Miami plan class. So for example, I could look for fall semester, and I want to look for that CIT 262 class. And if I look at the details, I'm going to see that that class counts as a humanities or a social science. Please note it can't count as both. With Miami plan, there's no overlap within the Miami plan itself. It can count for one or the other, but not both. You can also search by Miami Plan Foundation. So again, let's look in fall semester. We're looking at all regional campuses. I'm going to have no subjects, but I'm going to look by attribute. So remember, this student was able to choose their own creative arts class. So I'm going to click on the Foundation Creative Arts and click Find. And there we go. So every one of these classes that is listed will satisfy the requirement for the Miami Plan Creative Arts. Finally, you can go to the Miami Plan website and it will list classes that satisfy requirements. So for example, if you want to look at the intercultural perspectives classes, they're listed here. Sometimes it's easier to work off a course list though, because you may end up finding a class in this list that sounds really interesting to you, only to find out that it's not being offered this semester that you need it. So that's it. I hope this helps you a little bit, and we will continue with the next screencast to work on planning your schedule. Okay, students, now it is time to start making your plan. So this sheet will not be completely filled out today, but we will get a start on it. It's got several different places to keep track of things. Here at the top, you can put your major. If you already know a minor or thematic sequence, or perhaps you're double majoring, you can fill that in. You can fill in any classes that you are bringing AP or CCP credit in for, as those are going to count towards your hours and may complete some Miami Plan classes. You also should fill out what you are currently taking in the fall of 2020 so that we can get an idea of where you're at before we start planning for spring of 2021. When you're done filling it out, it'll look something like this. So I'm going to say that my major is psychological science. You can see the CCP credit that I brought in for English 111. You can see my courses here, which are Psychology 111 and 112, Math 049, UNV 101, and Art 181. You can mark off what Miami Plan things you have taken care of. So your English 111 takes care of your English, Art 181 is a creative arts, and your Psychology 111 is a social science. I'm going to pause now and let you get caught up. The next thing to do is take a look at this chart over here. This will show you any overlaps between the requirements for your major and the Miami Plan. And this is really helpful in that it will keep you from taking classes that you don't need to take. So you will need to use the Miami course list. You'll need to find either your four-year plan or you will need to find your major in the bulletin so that you can look for the overlaps in these courses. When you're done, it's going to look something like this. You can put choice when it's something that you get to choose from the list, and you can put the actual course when you know it's going to count for a Miami Plan requirement. This might not be perfect, and that's fine. That's why you will definitely be going to see an academic advisor before you actually schedule your classes. I'll pause now. The next thing for you to do is fill out the classes that you plan to take for spring of 2021 to the best of your ability, and you can take those to meet with your advisor and see what changes may or may not need to be made. Also, if you plan to take summer classes, fill that out and perhaps even move all the way through fall to see how far you can get in creating a plan for your next 4 years. When you're finished, it's going to look like this. So in order to figure out these classes, I looked at the bulletin and looked at the classes that were required for this major, and I also knew I wanted to keep working on the Miami Plan, which is how I came up with my course list. I'll pause now and let you get caught up. You also will want to come up and mark off which classes are satisfying Miami Plan requirements so that you keep careful track of that. Statistics 261 is a formal reasoning class. Geology 111 is a physical science. Geology 115L is a science lab class. And Anthropology 175 is a global course. So now it's time to catch up. The last thing to work on today is what we call your co-curricular plan. Co-curricular activities are things that you do while you're in college that are meant to fill in the holes with things that you really can't learn in the classroom, and maybe they're best learned outside of the classroom and learned by doing something. This chart here is called a T-chart, and many hiring professionals will tell you that they look for T-shaped individuals. And what that means is the horizontal bar of the T is your skills that apply to any career that you might become involved in the future. So these are things that are transferable from one job or one career to another. They also talk about your vertical, and this vertical is your depth. So this is the detailed information that you know about your particular career or your particular major. So what I'd like you to do is take a look at these co-curricular activity examples and match them up. Think about things that you would be interested in doing and how those things might help you fill out this T-chart so that when you're ready to look for a job, you have information and you also have experience with all of these different career competencies, and that you have also created your depth as much as possible. When you're finished, it will look something like this. So I've gone through and I've copied and pasted things that I'm interested in. So for example, I really want to study abroad, perhaps in Luxembourg. And I know that's definitely going to help with my global and intercultural fluency. For leadership, it would be great to be a new student orientation leader because I would get paid also and improve my leadership skills. Perhaps I want to participate in undergraduate research with one of my professors, and that is something that Miami is well known for, and professors really love to work with students. Finally, I might want to really get some in-depth knowledge about my career by finding a career mentor to work with while I'm an undergraduate student. So take some time, think through what these activities might look like, and plug them into your chart. This will give you some goals and some ideas of what you want to do during your 4 years at Miami University so that you can become the best educated individual possible when you go out to look for a job.